Like I was saying before, in part two, um, if you really like Homestuck and you want to save the page that you're on, because I'm telling you, after a while, all the page names become the same and the table of contents kind of becomes useless. It just shows you how many bazillion pages there are in Homestuck. What you need to do is at the bottom of the small page, not the whole web page, but the small page of Homestuck, it will say save page or something like that. If that doesn't work, and please check to make sure that it works, because trust me, I know, I almost had a heart attack. My suggestion is when you go to clear um, your history, if you have your own computer, make sure that you keep the last one that you were on um, under the Homestuck website. Just keep that last one. You can erase everything else, just keep that last one. So when you go back, you can go back to the page you were on. Or do what my friend does and put it in a Word document. Sorry. Just put the URL in a Word document, or you can bookmark it. That's a lot of bookmarks. But yeah, I just thought I'd tell you that because someone had to tell me that. Anyway, so, right. So I saved the last Homestuck trolls, or the highest high bloods, for last because they're pretty amazing. So we have, representing Aquarius, a troll by the name of Aridin Ampera. Aridin. He is, well, one of his nicknames is the Prince of Hope. Again, I haven't read that far, so I don't know why. But well, for the longest time, I thought he was the highest of the high bloods. But he's not. There is one lovely lady right above him, whom I will talk about in a second. Aridin, in so many words, is kind of arrogant. He thinks he's the bee's knees because he's a high blood. He calls everyone under him low bloods in a derogatory way. Also, the way he talks is interesting. He stutters his W's and his V's, but I'll show you. My favorite word to say in his way of talking is is whatever, but that's not how he says it. This is how he would type it. 2 W's and 2 V's. But the V's become a W. So instead of saying whatever, he would say whatever. Like, what? Who doesn't count because that makes an H sound. But would, watch, water, swag. Swag is fun to try to say. But whatever is my favorite. I say it all the time. Like, I'll be walking down the hallway and someone will say something. I'll be like, whatever. in my little Aridin, like, snooty boy voice. He can be kind of a girl sometimes. He's, think of him as, like, when you watch a show and you see like the sheltered prince, you know, it's like, well, I'm all tough and I can do whatever I want because I'm better than you. But the second someone comes in opposition of him, he runs away screaming and crying like a little girl. That's Aridin. Um, he he wears a lot of clothing. Um, oh, his horns. I have to draw them for you because they're weird. Um, and yes, I have a mini dry erase board. Um, for purposes of drawing things for y'all. So his horns are kind of funny. But these are people with horns. Like, come on. Well, while I'm drawing this, I might as well tell you another unique thing about the trolls is that they have gray skin. Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I don't know why. I guess it's just to show that they're different than humans. So yeah, they have like a light gray skin. Anyway, so his horns look like this. So like his face would be facing this way. His horns would be going back like that. It's a bad drawing, but they're like lightning bolts, is what I like to call it. Kind of like the Aquarius symbol, which is this. What else? Oh, so like he wears a lot of purple. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Each troll, depending on the color of their blood, they normally wear that color. Karkat is the only exception. He wears gray. So like, Nepeta, or Nepeta, Kanaya, and Terezi all wear their shade of green. Vriska and Equius wear their shade of blue. Gamzee and Aridin, and the person above Aridin, all wear purple, their shade of purple. Right. So that's Aridin. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. Okay, well, there is one other thing. Aridin is madly in love with the highest high blood. Her name is Feferi, or Feferi. It's up to you. I like Feferi because that describes her personality perfectly. She's like a pixie on pixie sticks. She's not as hyper as Nepeta, but she's sunshiny and smiley, and the world is a wonderful oyster, and I don't know. She is also, she's Pisces, by the way, so she's the fish. That's what I forgot to say. Aridin and, the fairy not only are they trolls, but they're also part fish. So they're half troll, half fish. They have, like, gills on the side of their head. It's weird. It's like where their ears should be, they have gray gills. And they can, like, breathe underwater. It's weird. Excuse me. And so, yeah, they're part fish. The fairy is the only troll that doesn't actually wear her color. She wears a lot of colors. She wears, like, bright colors. Pink. She really likes pink a lot. Bright yellow, bright green, bright purple. So her color is lavender. She loves sparkles, sparkly things. She also likes to make fish puns. So instead of saying like, "Oh, you're being so selfish," she'll say shellfish. Ha ha. Instead of sure, if like, Fairy, will you help me learn how to swim? Instead of saying sure, she'll say shore, as in the seashore. Ha ha. Funny. Um, she loves cuttlefish. Who wouldn't? She seems like the type of girl that likes to cuddle, and she's a fish, so there you go. So Aridin is madly in love with her. Um, it's kind of cute. The fairy doesn't feel the same way. She just thinks they're friends. She's madly in love with Sullix, which is kind of frowned upon by the other High Bloods. Well, Gamzee doesn't care. From what I've told you about him, really, of course he doesn't care. But Equius and Aridin are kind of miffed. So, yeah, Fairy associates with low bloods way too much for anybody else's taste. But she doesn't really care, which is why I really like her. She is so carefree. She doesn't care about your high blood, your low blood. She's the highest of the high bloods. And yet she's not arrogant and self-centered, and she's kind and caring and sweet as a button. She's fantastic. Her horns are kind of like the Pisces symbol. They curve out like that. I actually made some, so